Welcome to City Insider. In today's video we'll start with Fabrizio Romano says Man City have included buyback clause for youngster. Back when City had sold Romeo Lavia to Southampton, questions were raised as to why the club had agreed to inserting a buyback clause that would have only activated in 2024. The Belgian was sold to the Saints in the 2022-2023 season, and considering he thrived during his time at the club, several teams were interested in signing him in the summer of 2023. Chelsea ended up signing Lavia for a whopping £58 million a year before his release clause would have become active. While Pep Guardiola's men would have learned the lesson of ensuring the timing of such clause must be better suited to their transfer priorities, they perhaps also understood the importance of including such an agreement in the first place. Liam Delap has the talent to explode into life elsewhere and make City regret their decision of offloading him. It was reported on Tuesday that Ipswich Town have agreed a £20 million deal to sign Delap from the Etihad Stadium this summer. However, it seems like the Sky Blues have covered their tracks if such a deal comes to fruition. Fabrizio Romano revealed that while an agreement regarding the transfer has been sealed, Manchester City have included a buyback clause in the deal to sell Delap to Ipswich Town. Furthermore, the English Giants have also inserted a 20% sell-on clause. In June, it was claimed that Julian Alvarez was ready to leave Manchester City for two reasons. Firstly, the chance to gain more regular playing time, and secondly, to play in a country with a sunnier climate. However, it was reported on Saturday that City have no interest in selling Alvarez. The fact that the Argentine is being speculated with an exit could indicate that if he feels he is not a regular starter at the Etihad Stadium, a possibility of a move away from the club exists. If Alvarez does end up leaving Manchester City, the club could trigger the buyback clause in place for Delap to replace the World Cup winner. If the youngster fares well at Ipswich Town, if a move ends up going through, and is keen on a return to City in that case, the decision to insert a buyback clause would age like fine wine. Manchester City have chosen to rather be safe than sorry in Delap's case. Stefan Borson suggests recent star duo could make big money exits. Ederson and Kevin De Bruyne's potential moves from Manchester City to Saudi Arabia are unlikely to be related to the profit and sustainability rules, PSR. That is the view of former Man City financial advisor Stefan Borson, who exclusively told Football Insider the Premier League champions have one of the largest PSR surpluses out of all the top-flight clubs. Reports have suggested Al Nassr are prepared to offer Ederson up to £600,000 a week, 3 times his current salary at the Etihad. It has also been reported De Bruyne has verbally agreed personal terms with Al Ittihad ahead of his Man City contract expiring in June 2025. The duo have been regular fixtures in Pep Guardiola's side during his time at the Etihad, having combined to make 714 appearances for the club. Borson insisted the potential moves are more about Saudi Arabia looking to take the next step in the development of their league rather than Man City needing to sell 2 of their star players. I don't think it's PSR related, Borson told Football Insider. If you were to do the numbers based on the publicly available information, City have one of the largest PSR surpluses out of any club. I suspect it's not PSR related. For the players, I think it's likely just to be the opportunity that they've got to earn very substantial amounts of money going to Saudi Arabia having done everything in England. I don't think these are PSR related. I think it's more about what Saudi are looking to do in the next phase of the development of their league. Cancelo emerges as transfer target for Saudi Pro League clubs. During the club's successful pursuit of a historic treble in the second half of the 2022-23 campaign, Cancelo was left to find other options in Europe, with Rico Lewis preferred in a revamped tactical system, and Kyle Walker utilised as the more traditional right-back option. As such, a 6-month loan agreement with Bayern Munich was finalised, before a season-long loan switch to Barcelona was agreed for the 2023-24 campaign. However, with Cancelo now in the midst of his summer holidays, his future beyond the ongoing market remains unknown. Amid ongoing uncertainty surrounding Barcelona's abilities to finance a deal, Joao Cancelo and his representatives may be forced to seek other alternatives, and possibly even outside of European football. According to the information of the Daily Briefing's Mark Bruss, Cancelo is now a target for clubs in the Saudi Pro League, as well as big names in Europe, as the Premier League champions look to sell this summer. It is detailed that the Wantaway Portugal international has been approached by some Saudi Arabian clubs, with Al Ahly and Al Ettifaq among those to have held talks with the players. Inner circles, as previously reported in other quarters, the latest information reaffirms that both Juventus and Inter Milan remain interested and have been in touch about a potential deal, while Cancelo himself still has an agreement on personal terms with Barcelona. Financial restraints could cause problems for the La Liga giants and any desire to retain Joao Cancelo permanently this summer, despite Manchester City being open to selling the player for a cut price figure of around €25 million to €30 million. Unsurprisingly, the report points out that Saudi Arabian clubs would be willing to pay Manchester City's aforementioned asking price for Joao Cancelo, but suitors from the European game would favour a cheaper deal. Pundit shares his verdict on Foden Euro 2024 performances. In a recent video shared on the TalkSport YouTube channel, Stuart Pearce had this to say about Phil Foden on the subject of him not being able to replicate his club form for England, starting by sharing his rating out of 10 for the City Stars' performances in the tournament so far. He said, "Probably the 6th of May, 10, I would have thought. We're talking solely about Phil Foden and not replicating the form that he's showing at Manchester City. Okay, I would open that out wider and go back generations and say the vast majority of players have not replicated what we feel as though they can do at their club. John Barnes, I put myself in that. I'd play better club football than I have for my country, and you could say Ian Wright, you can say Andy Cole, Paul Scholes, you can go through, so we're not talking about this clutch of players here. It's playing for your country now and stepping up and not playing regularly and playing 2 games a month or that type of thing, and you can't replicate that. You can get in a good run of form at club level over 2 months. But in those 2 months, you might play how many games? Quite a few. At international level, apart from the major tournaments where you've got to come to life at the end of a long season and you're asked maybe what we've got here, 5, 6, 7 games maybe, it's more difficult. I think we might be asking too much of all our players, not just Phil Foden, to replicate what they do at their clubs." With 5 games played in the tournament, Foden is one of the 9 players to have started all of them. Despite that, the 24-year-old, who scored 27 goals and delivered 12 assists in 53 appearances across all competitions for City last season, has yet to provide a goal or assist for the 3 Lions at the Euros. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support City Insider.